Awesome. So I'm super excited to have Brian with us today. He has an amazing story, and he reached to us. So I'm Jeff from the Atomic Bear, and this is Brian Lamb. And he reached us with an amazing story using one of our product, and that story needed to be shared with other people because it's something that might affect you, like this summer, especially. So, Brian, can you tell us actually who you are and where you live and all that?
My name is Brian Lamb. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and I work at the Home Depot. So I got kids and dogs of my own, so I know about leaving kids and dogs in hot cars out here. So it's not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think it is. And actually, this leads us to your story. So, can you just like let us know, like explain to us what happened, when it happened, and all that? Like, just start from the beginning. What were you doing?
Okay, so not this last Saturday, but the Saturday before, I was in the back trying to find a order for a customer to see what was wrong with it and whatnot. But my manager gets a phone call from another manager, and he's like, "No, I don't know how to do it. Call Phil over in Tool Rental and see if he knows." So that manager hangs up the phone, and I'm like, "So what was that about?" I'm always curious about what's going on in my store. And he was like, "Oh, there's a kid locked in the car out in the parking lot." And I'm like, "Seriously? How did someone lock their kid in the car?" He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Well, where are they?" He's like, "I have no idea, just out in the parking lot." Okay, so I go running out to the parking lot, and I go run up and down the parking lot twice, couldn't see him. So I called the other manager going, "Hey, where are you at?" He's like, "Over by Garden." Of course, the one side of the parking lot I didn't check. So now by the time I got the phone call to when I call him, it's already been about 4 minutes. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, our time. And I go over there. There's like four people standing around the car, just kind of scratching their heads, but not knowing what to do. And then one of the guys from Tool Rental is walking up with a stiff piece of wire and some pliers to try and jimmy the lock open. I asked the mom because, of course, she's there. She's not hysterical, which was great. And I'm like, we can either wait for him to try and jimmy the lock open, or I can break it out now and we deal with it. She's like, "I don't care. Just please get to my child." I'm like, "Okay, you will not have a window though. It's going to be gone." She's like, "That's fine." So I pull out my pen out of my apron and just grab it and right through the window, just like butter. Yes, I got a couple little scratches on my hand, but to me, it was well worth it.
So, where were the
It was,
kids? The kids were was on the back seat, I guess.
yeah, the child was in the back seat. The child was about 4 months old. Um, Mom had one of those new vehicles to where if you take the keys out and when you shut all the doors lock. So she took the keys out and put it with she had one of those phone/wallet cases. So she grabbed all that and put it in the back seat next to the child so she could just grab everything at once. She just forgot that when she shuts all the doors, they automatically lock. So now the keys and her phone to maybe call OnStar to unlock it are in the car. So there was no way to get to it.
Wow. And when you got so I'm just trying to picture like the mom is not hysterical. Was the dad around or was she alone with the child?
It was just her and the child. Dad, I don't know if he was at home or at work or whatever. It doesn't matter. But mom came running into garden going, "Please, someone help me. My car locked. The kid's in there. I need help."
And there
So,
was already people trying to get the car the one of the door open.
no, when I got there, there was nobody there trying to do anything because nobody there had any way to break into the car. So it was just another manager, a garden associate, and mom, and maybe a lot attendant. So none of them had any way on them to be able to get into the vehicle.
Wow. I think like a child, a young child doesn't have long to live in a very hot car. Like when it gets to 50 degrees, I think it's 10 minutes and the child may be in very serious
Uh,
difficulties.
yeah, the child may have been in the car for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know how long it took for the manager that was out there to actually call the other one.
Yeah.
Um, but I do know when mom got into the car and finally got the child out, it was just covered in sweat.
Wow.
So it was getting close.
Well,
So
these vehicles are actually a danger for most people because everybody, it happens to everybody. Like you can forget your keys in a car, and if the kids isn't there or the dog, whoever is in there and is locked in, it can be a
mhm.
tragedy. So I think that's a very bad idea to probably some of these cars have a way to undo this or to block this system to work this way. I don't know about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean, some cars do have that little keypad outside, but this one didn't.
Okay. Okay.
So this car should not have that option to just lock all the doors.
Yeah, sounds like a bad idea. And just tell me about like one thing that we get a lot of questions, and I get to answer a lot of these questions. How did you hit the window of the car? Where did you position yourself in a specific ways? With which window did you pick, and how did you strategically got in?
So I picked the window that was the farthest from the child, which was the driver's side back seat, because it was a rear facing child seat. So it was
Mm.
facing towards the back seat and it had a little hood up. So I knew that I could break that one while still maybe later on keeping mom comfortable and keeping her window up. Because I know I've seen videos where if there's a rollover, bodies tend to fly towards the open window.
Oh yeah.
So keep that one intact, but I don't want to break up the two windows right next to the child. So I go for the rear passenger and let me grab the pen and I'll show you.
Oh yeah. Please.
I always keep it on me now. So I just took it right like this
Mm-hmm.
and just straight through the window.
And you went through in one strike. Did you have to a few times or?
Nope, just one strike and I felt it hit, but it was just so quick that I couldn't stop and just got like two little cuts on my arm from the side of the rear window, but to me it was well worth it.
Well, did you like you wearing glasses, but did you try to look away from the window or whatever? Or
Yes,
yeah,
I did look away, of course. You know, in hindsight, I should have taken off my apron or something like that and wrapped it on my
yeah,
arm. But in that case, I was just thinking at the moment, going, get this child out
yeah,
before it's way too late.
yeah,
So I just
totally, yeah.
put it through.
Hmm.
So
Wow, that's amazing. So I have a question for you, like regarding how did you get into getting this pen? Why did you buy the pen first at the first place? Was it for a situation like that, or some other reasons, or why did you look into it?
it was a little both. I just started breaking a lot of pens at work
Okay.
because they're all made out of plastic. So I'm like, I need something that's durable and I can replace the fillers in and just keep it.
Mhm.
And then I went searching on Amazon and hey, look at that. This one even has a glass breaker.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not too big, comes with a lifetime warranty. Hey, I comes with a glass breaker and it's a self-defense pen, which thank God I've never had to use,
yeah.
but it has so many uses. Why wouldn't I buy it? You know?
Yeah, that's great. And one of the things that I think we try like to put a lot of attention in is the tip. Like the material on the tip is actually done to or made especially to break windows, and it has to be hard enough, harder than windows, and have a certain shape to get through. And I'm glad that actually it worked, and when you use it, and that it helped the child to go through this. So and I would just like what happened after you got the child. Like I imagine like all sorts of emotion got into play. You're probably bleeding or you scratch your hand somehow, and the mom is probably so happy to get back to the child. What happened after when you got to finish the work?
Okay, so I broke the window out. I reached my arm in to just pop the door open, being careful not to cut myself on the glass. I get the door open. She climbs in, starts unbuckling the child, and then she kind of stops and was like, I'm just going to turn on the AC. I'm like, no, 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 just get her out and, get her out in the breeze. We can hear the fire department, the police coming. Oh, look, there's the police car like 10 feet away. And just get her out, get her in the breeze, get her ready for rescue to get here and treat her properly. Just get her out into the breeze, prepared to pretty much hand her off to someone else that can do the proper care at that point.
Yeah.
So, but after I broke it, I tell her, just get the baby out. Just get the baby out. We're standing there. I'm watching the cop or the police officer pull up, and my hands are at my side, and all of a sudden I feel this part of my hand start getting kind of cold. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I hold my hand up, and oh, there it goes. Just some blood. I'm like, I got to go take care of myself. I'll be back. So I just went and made sure there's nothing major and just went about my day.
Yeah, well, such a day. Like, I mean, I think you are a hero doing that, not because you were there at the right time, you took the right decisions, and you might have saved the life of that baby, right? The police could have come, but it's later. You don't know when they come. You don't know what's happening out there. So I think, and it's something we can see this summer, especially in the summer, like you can see animals, you can see babies, young kids, people in difficulties, elderly. And it's hard for me to understand like how these things happen, but you just told us like just the way cars are made can make it happen. So I think we should actually be very careful this summer and be ready to help people, whether having a tactical pen like the one we're selling, or having another device that can break open a window is totally wise, or have it in your car so you get stuck in your car because you're in a car accident or something. You can get out by the window. If you see other people having troubles, you just get into your car, get the pen or the device, and just break open the window. And I think that's amazing that it happened to you and you did the right thing. I'm glad you didn't cut yourself too much.
Hey, to me, it was a small price to pay for possibly saving a life. So
Yeah.
it's okay with me. I did not mind at all.
Hey, Brian, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing this story. And I think this might help people to be more careful this summer, and hopefully you will have no other issues like that in your life. Certainly
I
not.
hope not, but now I'm well prepared for it. So
That's good. That's good. Hey, thank you so much, and let's keep in touch.
oh, I definitely will.
Awesome. So I'm gonna stop. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Be safe out there.